Hello and welcome back to Berserker, and we are here at Simira Castle, because, well, this is one of the last remaining Khuzait fiefs. Hilariously enough, Makeb was literally just taken by one of my other vassals, and that means that the Khuzait are very much on the back foot. They are basically done, I believe. And once we have taken, I think maybe like what, two castles, and maybe one or two towns. That's gonna be done. That's gonna be it, which is pretty crazy, right? Yeah, pretty crazy. I would never have expected the Khuzait to be falling before us so easily, especially considering they are the ones that handed us one of very few defeats in this series. And who would have expected that to begin with anyway, because they were basically a non-factor the whole series so far, but all of a sudden, boom, they come out of nowhere with one of the most powerful armies we've ever seen, and then boom, yes, that is indeed bad things happening. But yeah, otherwise, I'm really liking this sword, I gotta say. I'm really liking the sword. It's maybe a little bit too fast for my liking. I'm not really that big a fan of how fast it is in terms of its swing. But it is a lot of fun to use, especially in dueling situations as well, because you can see here, just look at how easily I was able to deal with those enemies. And usually if I'm using the axe, that's not going to work. That is definitely not going to work, because if I go in here versus these guys, I'm going to have to use a little bit more tactical thinking, because I can't just rush in there and beat them purely with my attack speed, and so obviously that makes a pretty big difference. Otherwise, I'm going to see if we can maybe do a little bit of a speed up here. I think we should be fine. And yes, indeed, we are perfectly fine. Wow, look at that. We barely made it. 9 enemies had escaped. That was really, really nice. Okay, I'm going to take the prisoners because I believe we are quite close by to a town, so I might be able to go over there and sell my prisoners. We have 39,000 experience to potentially gain here, and I have no loot whatsoever in my inventory, so I'm going to take everything and then I'll just sell all of that. And once again, that's what I'm going to try to balance it between, because at the moment my units are gaining pretty decent levels as it is, so I don't really think I need to focus on that too much. Anyway, let's move on to the next castle, I guess. I'm actually going to stop off very, very quickly at Akalat and sell my prisoners and loot first. Alright, so we're gaining 14,000 from our prisoners right there, and now we're just going to see how much we're going to gain from our... Oh, there's actually not that much money in Akalat's marketplace right now, which is really bad, but I guess it's okay because we'll be able to get 10,000. It's a decent amount. Pays for 1 extra day or something like that, and basically I'm only here to get rid of my prisoners anyway, so it's not really that big a deal. Let's give this to Meritor. Personally, I'm just going for pretty much anyone that has huge amount of support right now, and I'm not really going for anything else. Chaikand has been besieged by the Bearzerker barony once again, and that is very good. Now, there's 174 units here. Oh, never mind. Look at this. They were literally defeated. They were defeated by someone. I'm not entirely sure who they were defeated by. Well, they were defeated by the Khuzait, of course, but not entirely sure how they were able to be defeated that easily. Actually, maybe they weren't even defeated easily, because let's face it, I think Lek is fighting them, actually. Yes, Lek seems to be fighting, or he is indeed attempting to take something. Melodier is running around there with over 1,000 units as well, which is really nice to see, because that means he'll be able to take Chaikand without too many difficulties at all. And I'm going to begin the assault once again here. Ooh, this is a nice castle layout. I like this one. Yeah, I like this one. Generally, anytime they have... I don't know what it is about Aserai castles, or generally castles that are situated in desert or near to desert. I just very much like them. I think that they are really cool. I think they have a very nice, smooth layout. I think they're really, really comfortable to fight in, and they're also interesting in a variety of ways. Like there's obviously an archer nest around here and everything, and generally you're going to have a central courtyard that is pretty dangerous because the enemy just has an easy way to basically attack you if they want to. And yeah, you don't usually get that with the other places like Britannia or the Empire especially. So it's really nice to see that every now and again, especially because Azerai is probably one of my favorite places to even fight in, to be honest. And we've made a number of series in the past in the Azerai territories, and I feel like generally that's the one tip that I would give to anyone that was just about to play or start playing Bannerlord. The one tip is stay in Azerai territory until you feel comfortable enough to move somewhere else. Because even though the bandits, yeah, now don't get me wrong here, the bandits' quality in Azerai territory is very good. They are going to be quite difficult to defeat for a newer player. But you have to bear in mind that the task quality is so good in Azerai lands. It really is. It is so good. And generally that's the only reason why you want to be in Azerai territory. They give you so many good tasks. And even though the developers have nerfed the in and out quest, even though they've nerfed the reward to that, it is still a good way to earn relation, still a good way to, you know, just generally get things done, get renown, and, you know, get all that stuff rolling as fast as you can, because obviously you're going to need relation in the end anyway, and, you know, it all adds up to make something really good. So generally, I would always recommend to a newer player, hey, just go to Azerai territory, do some of those herd delivery quests, especially the Azerai horse ones, because if you can sell 5 of those Azerai horses to Sanala, if you sell them to Sanala and you're on your way to Askar, I believe it is, yeah, if you sell them at Sanala and then you go over to Askar, you're gonna have so much cash to start off, and then you'll be able to basically do whatever you want, because you can pretty much sell all of those horses for, like, I don't know, 3,000, 4,000 or something, maybe even more than that if you're lucky, and then you can go on to Askar and you can complete the task, even so. So it really, Azerai territory is just great. And obviously on top of that, you do have the ability to recruit units that are actually quite balanced in terms of their stats too. You're never really going to be out of luck with one of their upgrade trees. And I know I was talking about in the previous episode how Empire units are very balanced, and yeah, that's true. But in my opinion, the Empire is one of the harder areas to take tasks in, but that could just be my thought process about that. It might just be that I haven't really had that much luck in Empire territory in comparison to Azerai, so maybe it's just a bit of a bias on my part, but I really like the Azerai places, and especially fighting in sandy areas too, like dunes, and invading their hideouts and stuff like that. It's always extremely fun to participate in those. Anyway, let's see what we can do here. Meritor has a massive amount of stuff right now, so I'm probably going to be giving this to Zerkanis. That is Tebesh Castle right there. And we're going to take a look at the map real fast, because I'd like to see what's going on here. Okay, so as you can see, we're taking Bearzerkers, and there's only Kimli Castle and Chaikand remaining. And that's it. Those are the only things still remaining from the Khuzait, if you can believe it. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, right? Okay, so actually, you know what? Let's just try something out real fast. I'm going to see who owns Chaikand. Monchuk. Okay, well, that doesn't really help me out, does it? Okay, what about Kimli Castle then? Kanujan. He is the head of, he's got -5 relation. There is no way he's going to listen to me, and he's probably a part of this army anyway. Oh, he's not. He's not a part of that army. I somehow think he is a part of that army, to be honest, and he's just not joined it yet. Probably. Yes, exactly. He is part of an army. Alright, alright. Well, yeah, you can't win them all, I guess. You can't win them all. Okay. So we are obviously not going to be able to persuade anyone here because, well, Bearzerkers is already under siege by Mr. Melodier. Hopefully he's going to be... Oh, he's not taking it. He's not taking it. Oh, okay. Well, that's somewhat unfortunate, isn't it? Oh, well. What other friends do we have available to us right now? Let's see. Let's see now. Saruk, I mean, I would love to be able to speak to... Actually, shall we try getting him? Shall we try getting him now? He has the reputation of being untrustworthy, though, which is obviously a bit of a problem. I mean, that's the thing. As I say, someone said that, you know, vassal personalities don't matter, and then someone said that they do matter, so now I'm in two minds about, you know, what is actually going on. I do know that in Warband, personality did play a rather big role if you had a lot of units, of course. If you have a lot of units, then you're going to have to be a bit careful about that. As you can see, this guy that we had in our faction, he literally defected over to the Khuzait. And you can see here that, look, he has the reputation of being dishonorable in every single way, and he was attempting to get me to abdicate the throne of the Bearzerker barony. So that is obviously very dishonorable, or generally a bit of a betrayer mindset. So maybe it is true. Maybe it is true that he's a little bit of a problem. Or generally, dishonorable vassals are a bit of an issue. Okay, well, let's have a look. Anyone else may want to join us. Ialus, I mean, generally, I could get him to join us. I have no Khuzait at all here. Because I think generally I've just always attacked the Khuzait, and they are not very happy with me as a result of that. So I guess I don't really blame them. What about this guy? Vipon? Yeah. Let's try and get Vipon to join us. He has 24 relation with us. Why not? Okay. And otherwise, we are at Chaikand. Should I try to take it? Well, I think it's going to be quite easy for us to do so. And you know what? I'm actually just going to save real fast because I want to change the gear of my units. I think the only reason why I tend to crash... I know a bunch of people told me that... it's probably something to do with my game or whatever that is causing the crash because you're using the same mod, apparently, and you're not getting any crashes after you change their gear or something like that. So I have no idea what is going on with that. Maybe there's some weird conflict that I have, but I don't really want to continue figuring that out over and over again. So anyway, we're just going to be playing with... two-handed? Actually, I can't do two-handed. It has to be one-handed / two-handed, because otherwise it's not going to show up. So what I want to do is I want to try and find... Yes, the Avalanche. Someone said that the Avalanche is a really, really good axe. And I'm thinking maybe that would be a fun thing to go for, but then I look at the stats and I think, is it really that good? I'm not entirely sure. Because if I take a look at... there's so much stuff here. Where is my... Well, there's the Executioner's Axe. I mean, that's not really what I wanted to look at. I wanted to look at my own axe that I... there we go. Hug Me to Live. Yeah, so as you can see, it actually has more swing speed, the one that I created, than Avalanche. So that's kind of unfortunate, isn't it? Sell this to brigands in Sherwood like a good horse. Yes, I'm sorry. That is just hilarious. Okay. I would like to give them the current sword that I have at the moment, if I can find it. What is it called? What is it called, the one I'm using? It's some stupid name, isn't it? It is some incredibly stupid name. Slaying Sword of Nameless Skill? No, that's not it. Yeah, this really needs a bit more of a filter or something like that. Because as I've said, you can't just search for two-handed, because if you search for two-handed by itself, I don't believe it shows you the right thing. So that's well, that's kind of irritating, isn't it? But, you know, you can't really do much about that. The mod itself is just fantastic in general, so I can't really complain. Anyway, let's have a look. Maybe there's something here. Maybe something like this. Maybe a broad two-hander. I mean, that's pretty good. Look at that. Swing damage, 107. Swing speed's pretty decent. I mean, I wanted a little bit more in terms of swing damage. But maybe we're sacrificing swing speed for swing damage. That might be what's going on here. Yeah, I guess, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can't find it. No, I can't find it, unfortunately. Is it one of these? No, I don't think so. Okay, yeah, seems like I can't find it. Maybe I went past it, and you're going to tell me in the comments that I'm an imbecile, which is absolutely fine. You have the right to do so. But yeah, generally, I think we're just going to go for the broad two-hander, and that might be a little better than what they were using before, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so hopefully it's not going to crash. Let's go into Chaikand and see what's going down. I am going to get attacked by that army, no doubt. No doubt that army is going to come back very, very soon and try to stop me from besieging this, or maybe they're just going to allow me to do this. I have no idea. If they do allow me to do this, that is a huge mistake, because then they only have, well, probably one castle and one town remaining or something like that. And I don't even know what the war exhaustion... Oh, there we go. There they come back. Ooh, that was close. That was really, really close. I really do not want to fight these guys because judging by their combat strength at the moment, they should have some extremely powerful units. But I'm looking at their composition right now, and they have basically nothing. They have some decent noble unit numbers, but that's not really... It's not anything to write home about. It's kind of strange. How do they have over 1100 combat strength? That's a bit weird. I don't really know why that is happening, but okay. Anyway, let's do this. Oh yeah, another nice little castle layout. I like these ones, as I said. Okay, so these guys are going to be using swords now, right? Where are the Berserkers? Are they actually using the sword that I gave them? Hope it's not a one-handed. I don't even see them using it right now. Did I actually do it proper? Oh, is it a one-handed? No, surely not. It looks like a one-handed, but I hope they're not using a one-handed. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see. That would be hilarious and also extremely disappointing if it was. No, it seems like it is a two-handed. Okay, that's fantastic. Really didn't want to give them a one-handed / two-handed weapon because that's really not going to be very good. Okay, I just need to get by here, please. And then the murdering will begin. Well, there we go. I believe that's it. Unfortunately, we did allow 13 of them to escape, but that is not really that big a deal. And I actually sneezed during that whole assault. Do you think you can tell when it happened? Because I had my I had my hand on the mouse, and you know how when you sneeze, you go you just that kind of thing happens. So yeah, that. Yeah, that's gonna be something that maybe you realized, maybe you didn't. I don't know. But otherwise, let's just go in and auto-resolve against these guys. We're just gonna release everyone that we can, and yeah, this is actually pretty cool. We're getting back one of our guys. Okay, so there we go. No thanks are necessary, sir. We'll take all the prisoners, and then we'll sell all of them. And this is where it's a little bit of a I don't know. It's kind of like yes or no. Do I want to take all of these people? I mean, do I want to take all this loot? Well, yeah, I do want to take the most expensive loot, and then I want to take the most that I can get my hands on. Wow, look at this. Wait a minute. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, that's going to help a lot. There we are. Okay, so we were able to split the loot really, really nicely there, and that means that I'm gaining a decent amount of cash, as well as all the experience that we could potentially want. And as you can see, we've got another 68 level ups right there too. And now let's go into the tavern. We've got 66,000 basically to be able to sell here. How much do they have in the marketplace? 86,000. That is amazing. So let's just sell everything that I can. And this is going to be great. Oh, look at that. I might actually be able to sell all of this. I think I can. Yes, I can indeed sell all of that. And someone said to lock my axe, which indeed I will do that. Yes, I will do that. Okay, let's just sell a couple of weapons while I have the opportunity to do so. And let's go into the smithy and smelt a bunch of stuff too. So while we are here, we might as well, right? Got to be a bit careful though, because it seems to automatically target my axe. I don't know why it does that, to be honest, but yeah, it seems to automatically target that whenever it finishes with a particular stack. So, gonna have to be very, very cautious with my clicks. Maybe I can actually solve that by just pressing this. Yeah, that's much easier, isn't it? Yeah, that is much easier. Okay, there we go. And there we are. Okay, so let me see. Let me see if I can forge something that is going to maybe be worth a decent amount of cash. So let's try something like this, I guess. This. And I want it to be a two-handed only weapon once again. So let's do something like this as well. And maybe something like that. Okay, so let's see what happens. Are we gonna make anything good? Is it any good? Question mark, exclamation mark. I have no idea. Let's have a look. Let's have a look and see whether it's actually going to sell for a decent amount. Yeah, it sells for 20k. That's pretty decent. Alright, I'm happy with that. Let's wait here for some time, because this guy might actually launch a siege against us, which indeed he is attempting to do so. I think that might be a bit of a mistake on his part, because even though he has an overwhelming combat strength, a siege defense for us is basically like taking candy from a baby, because, well, let's face it, I've always been fantastic at siege defense. Don't even look at the episode before last. Yes. Let's not look at that. Okay. Oh. They want peace with us. Do we want to accept this? I actually feel like I don't. You know that. I feel like I don't want to accept this. primarily because we have them on the ropes right now. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no, and we're going to see what happens. So let's make the owner of Chaikand be... Well, this guy's got a bunch of stuff. Let's give this to Zakanis, I suppose. And then we'll see what happens. Okay. So, yeah, let's take a look at the map now, because we are doing very, very nicely indeed, if I do say so myself. Oh, I can't zoom out. Yeah, that's also something that I find very irritating. I don't know why the developers decided to do that, where you enter a siege, whether that be a siege defense or a siege offense or whatever, and you're somehow mysteriously unable to zoom the camera all the way out, and you can't even move it. Look at this. I can't even move it right now. Can you hear my keyboard? I actually don't know whether you can hear my keyboard when I'm not speaking. But, yeah, generally, it is unmovable, which is really, really weird in my opinion. I'm not sure why they would make that a thing, but okay. Anyway, there you go. All the caravans going in. Ho ho, that was fantastic. And they have just run away, which is really also kind of strange. Okay, so Kimli Castle has now become under siege. And we haven't taken Bearzerkers yet, which is kind of weird. I'm not entirely sure why we did not take that. Melodia's army still has an overwhelming amount of units, so it's a bit strange that he decided not to take it. And my messenger has finally reached Mr. Vipon, so let's see. Nope, you're in an army, sir. Of course you are. Alright, I'm not entirely sure why he's in an army. Is he at war against anyone, actually? Let me take a quick look. Western Empire. Yeah, they're at war against the Northern, Southern, and Vlandia. Yeah, I don't blame them then. I don't blame them for being in an army, but look at this. They literally have one town. They literally have one town right now. And the Southern Empire has 3 towns. Azerai has 6. Vlandia has 7. Northern has 3. Sturgia has none. Sturgia has none, yes. And, yeah, as you can see, Crusade has 1. Yep, as we know. So that is that. Okay, so let me see. Are they going to take Kimli Castle? Are they going to be able to take it? Because I would like to take Bearzerkers as well, if at all possible, but obviously that is very much dependent on what the opponent does, and is also dependent on what our allies decide to do as well. I think I might be able to take Bearzerkers myself. Tepesh Castle has come under siege. Where is that? Where is Tepesh Castle? Am I just not seeing it? Or oh, we're declaring war on the Northern Empire. Why are we declaring? Ah, there they are. That's Tepesh Castle up all the way over here. There's a bunch of defenders in the garrison now, so that should be okay. Lex army has 750 with 1500 combat strength. That's pretty impressive. And we're going to see who's Kanujan. You are very interesting, sir. I'm not entirely sure why you would want to do this. He's going to literally get murdered. Not because he's going to get murdered by Tepesh Castle's garrison, but generally because we are going to murder him. And he has no idea. Apparently he's blind because he's not actually seeing where I am. And, I mean, this is what I'm kind of a bit weirded out by sometimes. The AI sometimes is extremely cautious, and they're like, oh, we're going to be really careful, and we're going to... I'm going to auto-resolve this. Look at how easy that was, literally. And we're going to just get a whole bunch of relation here. And bear in mind that now I'm going to be able to do some really fun stuff with Kanujan, because once Kanujan is back on his feet, I should be able to speak to him again. And then that's going to enable me to potentially persuade him to join us, which is obviously going to be very good. I need to declare war against the Northern Empire. We are going to say yes to that. And right now we are stronger than the Northern Empire. That's the reason why one of my vassals brought this to my attention. Well, we're stronger than basically any other faction in the game, so it kind of makes sense. And there you go, Kimli Castle has now been taken as well, which is very good. Anyway, let's go into Makeb here. Okay, we've got not much cash to really throw around in the marketplace, so I'm going to just sell things very cautiously, and there we have it. Okay, so let's sell the prisoners for 40,000, and do we have some experience? Yeah, we do. We do have some level ups. There we are. Alright, so Balticand is no doubt going to be taken relatively soon. As you can see, the Northern Empire is actually in a perfect position for us to continue expanding in this direction. I don't know whether you noticed that, but look at this. Khazar Castle, Urikskala Castle, Dinar Castle, so on and so forth. Bunch of castles in the northern territories here, right next to Sturgian territory. And then we also have, well, former Stormia, what? Stormia? Former Sturgian territory. I think that would be a pretty cool name for a faction, admittedly, Stormia or something like that. But yeah, anyway, generally, the Northern Empire is basically ripe for the picking. They're right here. They're right here. Aeron, as you can see, is running around with a very small army at the moment. No doubt he's going to be gaining some more forces. And we're going to change the way that we fight against these guys. Khuzait, we are playing defensively. I don't know why we're playing defensively against them. I'm going to put us on offense with them. Put us on offense for the Northern Empire. And we're going to put defense on Britannia and Sturgia. That sounds about right to me. There we have it. Okay. And there we are. This is what the map currently looks like. I'm going to see what I can do about maybe expanding a little bit. I'm not going to show you all the sieges for the castles up here, because these are, I would say, probably formalities, with the exception of a castle that has like 600, 700 units in it, but that is going to be relatively rare as it is anyway. So I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.